Hi, welcome to the A.D.K Rock and Metal channel. My name is Kirk, and today I'm going to be looking at the top 7 vocalists of 2025. So this is my personal pick of the best singers, vocalists in the worlds of rock and metal in 2025. And of course, these types of music, they're famous, aren't they, for a wide range of vocal styles. Some of them can reach operatic levels, others can project aggression like a murderous avenger. Whether hostile or sorrowful, malevolent or maudlin, the vocalist is the essential communicator in the music. And you can't always establish the words in a death metal song, say, or a post-metal conundrum, but the mood and emotion are often as important as the surface level enunciation and meaning of the lyrics. The big names in progressive metal often dominate my list because I believe that wide genre does have the finest vocalists. And this year there were some of the big names active. Tatiana Smirnoff of Ginger, she was active. Courtney LaPlante, Spirit Box, Phil Bozeman, Whitechapel. So there's some good contenders for this. Did any of those three I've just mentioned make it? Let's find out. These are the top 7 metal and rock vocalists of 2025. Okay, at number 7, I've gone for Kjetil Nordhus of Green Carnation.
Well, I feel that I belong here. The stolen heart, the death of humanity, hidden in ink on a page filled with love. For your own damn misery. And it makes me wonder how grateful.
So Norwegian prog metal unit Green Carnation returned with an anthemic new album this year, and Kjetil Nordhus is a big part of that triumph. His mid-range baritone is masterful in its control of melody and in its storytelling clarity. Like former Queensryche singer Jeff Tate, Nordhus can make his voice heard and understood with a barrage of distorted guitars behind him. Though he never needs to scream or shout, you should hear his duet with Grutzler Kjelsen of Enslaved on the song The Slave That You Are, if you want an example where black metal and rock complement each other. So go and check out the album by Green Carnation. It came out this year by Season of Mist, and it's called A Dark Poem Part 1, The Shores of Melancholia. My choice for number 6 is Tommy Giles Rogers of Between the Buried and Me.
Never heard what was said to weep alone in this racing madness. Pretty as at the ball, prettiest dream of all. Marching like precision to rid me of concern. The empathetic creatures are hunted for reward. It's sordid.
Few are as versatile as Tommy Giles Rogers in the vocal department, and he needs to be to keep up with the myriad shifts of genre in the progressive metal world of Between the Buried and Me. Whether growling with bulging eyes, reaching for the falsetto, or articulating a sentimental sadness, his ability to switch styles is as impressive as Mike Patton at his peak. You can also catch him as a guest vocalist on the new album from Tiktaalik, where he alternates between death metal roaring to dreamy introspection in the same song. Check out the album that came out this year from Between the Buried and Me. It is called The Blue Nowhere. At number 5, I've gone for Rion Darcy of the Finnish alternative progressive metal band Rion. So Finnish singer Rion Darcy can be the pleasant breeze creeping up your back or the ache in your lonely heart, yet she can also be the dark alter ego trying to take over your mind, always sensual, capable of reaching for the lower notes of introspection and often angelic. Her voice carries the progressive metal aspects of the band's music with the same power as a group like Tesseract. Listen to the song Skin if you want to hear her at her most vulnerable, and check out the album. It was a sophomore release by Rion called Kept, and that came out this year. At number 4, here's a name that might surprise you, Phil Anselmo, part of the black metal supergroup Scour. So Phil Anselmo's black metal supergroup is really a collection of death metal and grindcore musicians, and they issued their debut album this year after 3 solid EPs starting from 2016, and they didn't disappoint. Look no further if you want something evil and extreme. And at the helm is Anselmo, reminding us that he can do everything from raspy, sustained screams, guttural phonations, and high-pitched shrieks as good as, if not better than anyone else. Check out their album Gold, which came out earlier this year via Nuclear Blast. At number 3, we've got another familiar name, a legend of metal, and that is Nick Holmes of Paradise Lost. So the Yorkshire Legends return with their first album in 5 years, and Nick Holmes shows no sign of losing his fervency, other than David Vincent, ex-Morbid Angel, and Ultima's vocalist. Is there anyone better at enunciating his words in a thick phlegm of distortion? And how many can release a solemn chorus with Nick Holmes' level of melody and melancholy? Paradise Lost will always have the magical Holmes-Macintosh partnership to embroider their songwriting with quality and finesse, no matter what mood or style takes their fancy. Go and check out their latest album, Ascension, which came out via Nuclear Blast. Okay, at number 2, this is the only duo on this list. I've gone for Adam Biggs and Andy Thomas of the progressive death metal band Rivers of Nile. So some of you will know that Rivers of Nile departed, their vocalist departed, Jake Diefenbach, in 2022. And they also lost their rhythm guitarist after the 2022 LP, The Work. And therefore, they've moved the bassist Adam Biggs to lead vocals and drafted in Andy Thomas from Black Crown Initiate on guitar and co-singing duties. And if anything, it increases the capabilities of their songwriting and gives them a wider field of tonal possibilities. Biggs is just as bloodthirsty as his predecessor and has his own ghostly baritone voice to introduce into the group's progressive death metal music, while Andy Thomas continues to expand the range and power of his gritty, melodious voice. Put these two together and you have an exciting new chapter in the Rivers of Now story. Go and check out the self-titled album, which came out this year via Metal Blade Records. Okay, at number 1, I've gone for Chelsea Murphy of the American black and progressive metal band Dawn of Ouroboros. Chelsea Murphy continues to push her voice into new dimensions on the latest album from this group, and her scathing black metal roar will rip the freckles off your face. Yet it's a disenchanted, daydreaming voice, so full of sorrow and serenity, that shines through on this record. This type of solipsistic extreme metal needs a vocalist who can switch from a disemboweled shriek to a nostalgic luster in the blink of an eye, and she does a great job on this record, and she does it with a heavy heart and a broken mind in the best traditions of extreme metal music. So go and check out the latest album from Dawn of Ouroboros called Bioluminescence, and that was released by Prosthetic Records. So that was my top 7 vocalists in rock and metal for the year 2025. There are some others that didn't make this list, but were certainly on the short list. I'd like to mention those as well. And I'm going to do this in no particular order. I'm talking about Ryan Gleave from the Scottish dark avant-garde musical project All Men Unto Me. Pim Limburg from the European supergroup progressive post-metal unit Inner Kabbalah. Sara Bianchim from the Italian avant-garde metal band Mesa. Marielle Virouet from the Puerto Rican progressive doom metal avant doom group Moths. And then finally Chuck Billy of Testament, thrash metal legends. His vocal performance was supreme on their latest album. So which names did I miss from this list? Which ones should have been included? You'll see there that Tatiana Shmelyuk was not included. That's because I didn't rate the new album by Ginger, and I don't think it brought the best out of her. And I also didn't include Courtney LaPlante, which some people will be surprised by, even though I did enjoy the Spirit Box album. There were also record releases, weren't there, from Dream Theater and other big names, and some of those singers would have been in contention. This is just my personal opinion, so they didn't make the top 7. But thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you on the next one.